All right. So welcome to Ohana Gathering session 8. So today's session, we will learn about summer bridge programs and also support for students with disabilities. So we have a guest speakers from Disability Support and Success at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu, and also Native Hawaiian Student Center Napua Noeau program at UH Manoa. So um, actually, we don't have a sign-in sheet, but instead we use the feedback form as a sign-in sheet. So we will send you a link for the feedback at the end of the session. So please stay at the end and complete it. So before I introduce the first speakers, please turn on the camera so we can see each other's face. Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, so first, sorry, I have to share with you our agenda today. Okay, so here is our agenda today. So, let me- so first speakers are our partners, Mr. Kinohi and Miss Lisa. Miss Kinohi Gomez, he's a director of Native Hawaiian Student Services, Napua Noeau program at University of Hawaii at Manoa. Mr. Gomez has been working for Napua Noeau for over 25 years. He's passionate and committed to creating opportunities for Native Hawaiian ohana and keiki of all ages. Ms. Lisa Letoto Ohata, she's a program assistant at Native Hawaiian Student Services, Napua Noeau program at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. She began working with Napua Noeau program in 2007. She's also passionate about working with the keiki and ohana. So Lisa is also the certified Pride and Hanai trainer for resources caregivers and works with youth through various community and faith-based organizations. So I'll turn it over to you, Kinohi and Lisa. Please welcome Kinohi and Lisa.
All righty. Mahalo nui Yoko, CDS Project Hōkūlani team with Jin. We are very honored to be talking to all of you folks this evening. Like Yoko had shared, I'm the director of Napua Noeau, and my side hustle right there, my sidekick, Auntie Lisa, our program assistant for Napua Noeau, and with that, we really wanted to mahalo all of you for jumping on board this evening. And I think, at least for Napua Noeau, if there's anything that we want you folks to take away from this evening, is that anything can be achieved, whether it's in higher education or if you guys are already thinking about your folks' career pathways going out of high school. There with a goal and with a dream, anything is possible. So whatever that we share, I want you guys to at least take home that piece of information. So with that, a little bit about us and what we're doing. Let me share my screen with all of you folks. Our presentation this evening is, I think I'm sharing my desktop here with you guys. Hold on. You can see the madness here on how Uncle Kinohi thinks. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's hold that. There we go. So our presentation this evening, getting ready for today and tomorrow. And we're going to talk a little bit about who we are, what we offer, and what we provide, and kind of get you guys planting some seeds and thinking about what it is that you folks want to do with your folks' future if you guys haven't done that already. So a little bit about who we are at Napua Noeau. We are a program. We're celebrating our 35th anniversary this year. We started in 1989 out of Yoichilo. And since then, programs were born, centers were born. The Puno'eo centers have been born at Manoa, Maui. We have one on Kauai, UH West Oahu, and we've even had former sites at Lanai and Molokai as well. But the whole program and premise of our and design of our center is to really nurture pre-K. I like to say pre-K through PhD. Number one, by strengthening and supporting the identity of our Native Hawaiian students and our Hawaii students, and to provide really what I call a buffet of learning when it comes to direct accessibility, when it comes to education, so that students like yourself with Ohana that's supporting you folks with those goals can complete your folks' degrees in college if that's something that you guys want to do, and or get into career pathways of your folks' interest through our support and advocacy through Napuno'eo, so that you guys can be contributors of not only our communities, but the world at hand.
Okay. And then Napuno'eo is part of a bigger department at the University of Hawaii Manoa called Native Hawaiian Student Services. So if you're ever on campus and you get a chance to come and stop into our office, please do. We're located in Queen Liliuokalani Center for Student Services on the first floor, right there with glass windows. You can see computers in our office. It's set up as a place for students to come to study, to work on projects together, to use computers. But really, the mission of Native Hawaiian Student Services is growing Hawaiian leaders, strengthening Hawaiian research, and empowering the Lahui. And we do that through several different ways, one of which is Napuno'eo being housed in there.
So with Napuno'eo, we're housed with the Native Hawaiian Student Services. We are part of one of 4 departments that makes up this big overarching umbrella, Hawaii Nui Akea. So along with Native Hawaiian Student Services, where Napuno'eo is housed, we have Kamaka Hōkūlani. For those of you guys who maybe have gone to the Center for Hawaiian Studies, that's the 2nd department of Hawaii Nui Akea. We have Kapapa Lo'io Kanewai, if you folks have ever stepped into the Lo'i at UH Manoa. The taro patches, that's what makes up Kanewai. And then the 4th, but definitely not the least, is Kawaihuelani Kahala Olelo Hawaii. For those of you folks maybe who are interested in going into Hawaiian language, that's the 4th department that makes up Hawaii Nui Akea. If you guys watch Merry Monarch, Miss Aloha, the dad, Keawe Lopes, he is the director of Hawaii Nui Akea. I mean, of Kawaihuelani, the Hawaiian language department at UH Manoa.
And Napuno'eo offers, like Uncle Kino, he said, a buffet of programs for students in pre-K to 12, as well as their ohana. Some of the programs that we've had virtually and also in person, Ohana Enrichment Makahale, which focuses on STEM concepts. We do activities, build projects together. Super duper fun for the entire family from pre-K to 12. We also do Mo'olelo and a Lullaby, which is our literacy program for keiki in grades pre-K to 3rd grade. We've done that in virtually, as well as we've done a semblance of that in person with keiki and Ohana joining us in a space. We also have our Let's Cook Kako program, which you see there in the center, probably one of our most popular programs. Culinary literacy, so we incorporate not only Hawaiian language, Hawaiian culture, but we also incorporate STEM concepts. So things like physics, measuring, counting, all of those things can be incorporated into our cooking program. We have Pate Pa'ina, which speaks to the creative and the artistic side of your brain. You don't have to be an artist to do that. We have ohana that do it together. In 1 hour, you finish a painting being guided by a kumu. And there's mo'olelo that goes along with that painting that you do. Our college-bound 360 program and Wigo Kako is what helps with vision casting and financial literacy. Those we offer throughout the year. 1 year during COVID, it was a big virtual program. Now we have classes that come to our office, come to campus for campus tours, and we incorporate those programs into it. Hōkūlani Ohana is our professional development program. So we don't only service pre-K to 12 keiki, we also service the people who work with them, the frontliners. So teachers, educators, after-school leaders, administrators. That was also born out of COVID and the need to expand our services beyond what Kinohi and I could do and our small team that we worked with. But probably our most popular program and our flagship program is our summer program called Summer Institute. Our Summer Institute program is a residential program. This coming summer, it's held the entire month of June. The first 2 weeks are for middle school students, 6th to 8th grade. Then the last 2 weeks of June is our high school students, 9th to 12th graders. Even if you're graduating this year, you're still eligible to apply for Summer Institute. We're taking 50 students for each session. The deadline for it, priority deadline, was actually on Monday, April 15th. We still have a couple of slots open, and we always experience that even after students apply for it and they receive a confirmation that they've been accepted, something comes up and we have 2 or 3 students that aren't able to attend like they initially thought they would. So we have spaces and we're still taking applications, and we will fill those spaces as they become available. If you're interested, let us know and we can send you the information for that. We have 4 classes that are available this summer that have openings: computer science, engineering, medical pathways, and then mo'olelo and the arts. And any of those classes will take you to explore career pathways and fields both on campus and off campus. Heavy hands-on activity and huaka'i, using the aina as the classroom for some of them. Our 5th class is our culinary class, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, that one is full. We've had more people apply than we have spaces. So actually, everyone that applied will not be able to take it. But we do run 5 classes, a maximum of 10 students per class. If you're on a neighbor island, we cover your transportation, airfare, ground transportation, as well as the chaperone from your island, both coming over to Manoa and going home. The program, $3.99. You can't get a better deal than that. I'm telling you. Like, you can't go anywhere and find the program that's going to give you a better deal than that. For 12 days, we're going to house you, feed you, get you into classes, get you accustomed to the university, have fun, meet other students, all for $3.99. We have funders that fund this program because they really believe in providing opportunities for our Native Hawaiian students.
So I would strongly encourage, Native Hawaiian or not, to apply if that's something that you're interested in. It's a really great program because you really get a taste, a pupu taste of what it's like to be at the university. Even eating at the cafeterias on campus, which is all you can eat. And like how Auntie Lisa had shared, we pay for it through our funders and collaborators. It's about a $10,000 plus per cost per student. But as Auntie Lisa has shared, it is free to all of you folks that are interested. Much mahalo to all of our collaborators who are funding this program. So I can't strongly put the plug for Summer Institute. And if you're thinking about it, now's the time to apply for that and get your folks' applications in. Okay, so with that said, now that we know a little bit about all of you folks, the way that we roll with Napuno'ia, we try to do a little bit of interactivity, a little bit of hands-on. Summer Institute, I would say it's 90% hands-on in what we do there for our summer program. But now that you guys know a little bit about us, we want to know a little bit about you. So I'm going to put it either in the chat if you guys are logged in from your folks' smart devices, or you can use the QR code provided. And as you guys are doing so, the Kuahivi Nui Ohana, how do students apply? You can email us and we can get you the link. Here's our email. I'll put it in the chat. Oh, Lisa already beat me to the chase. But while you folks are waiting, scan this QR code. It'll take you to our website, menti.com, for a little bit of activity, some little bit of interactivity for you folks to be a part of. We'll give you 2 minutes to get onto our site here. So again, the link is in the chat, or you can use your phone to scan the QR code to take you to our little bit of questions that we wanted to ask all of you folks. Oh, I see some people are already on there. Micah E. Okay, 30 seconds for the rest of you guys. Okay. 20 seconds. Uncle Kino is known for his countdowns. 15 seconds. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so let's get this show started. Okay, so hold on. Share screen. This one. Okay, so the first question we want to ask you folks is, what city are you folks joining us from? So where you guys stay? I have no idea where you guys are at right now. Okay, we get Mililani in the house. Aloha. IL. Okay, Oahu so far. Eva. Okay, Hawaii Island. Aloha. Welcome. Kaneohe, Honolulu. Papakolea. Aloha Papakolea Homestead. Action. Maikai, we have Eastside, both on Oahu and Hawaii Island. Borderline West Side with Eva. We get Honolulu. Okay, awesome. Maika Iloa. Welcome, you guys. I always like to know where our ohana are from because it kind of really puts a thumbprint on, okay, where you guys tuning in from and what communities you guys are residing in. Okay, next question. This is the students and the ohana I know. So I see some parents and I know you guys graduated, but if you're here on behalf of your keiki, what school do you as a student go to, or what school does your keiki go to? Okay, so Mililani, Maikai. Marino, okay, cool. Kamehameha Kapalama, Kanoa Ka'aina, yes, sir. Charter school, aloha. Kalaheo, Unaho. So we have the mix of charter or Seabury on Maui. Oh, so we do have Maui in the house as well. Waiakea. So we have the full mix of public school, private school, charter school. Maika Iloa, that's awesome. Okay. Okay, what grade you guys stay in? Let's see, what grade you folks are in? Okay, senior, 2 sophomores, 3 freshmen, okay. So no 11th graders, no juniors are here. Okay, Maikai, cool. Next question. If anybody has ever asked you this question before, what 3 things are you good at? And or what are your 3 strengths? You know, and with Napuno'ea, we believe that every single child has a gift and talent of some kind. So what are your 3 strengths? Let us know what that is. Maybe you're artistic. Maybe you're good with numbers. Maybe you're good at writing. Maybe you're good at sports. Maybe you're good at sewing. Share what your strengths are. Brave, kind, artistic, perseverance, martial arts, oh, caring, funny, talking, public speaking. Awesome. So what I will tell you in these strengths that you folks have shared is that these are all foundational in achieving your folks' goals, whether it's in college and during your career pathway. So if you are a brave soul, definitely you're going to need that for going into higher education or getting a job. If you're kind, that's definitely going to get you far in college or getting a job. If you enjoy history, if you're athletic, all of the things that you guys are sharing here are all foundational, not only in achieving your folks' goals and dreams, but if it's college that you're thinking about, if it's a particular career that you're thinking about, all of what you folks are sharing are definitely foundational in getting those goals and passion achieved. Okay, so if there were no boundaries to what job you could have, what would that dream job be? What is your dream job? Doctor, okay, may kai. Environmental engineer, awesome. Lawyer, awesome. Chiropractor, wow. Author, cool. That must be the one that likes to write. One, two, three, four. I don't get more of you guys out there. Maybe you guys still typing. Or maybe you don't know, which is fine, right? Sometimes construction worker, awesome. Yeah, Uncle Kid. And you know, it also may change when you become young adults. That's perfectly fine too. Uncle Kinohi, believe it or not, wanted to be a chef all the way up until even after I graduated from high school. I wanted to be a chef. Little did I know that it would steer me in the direction of being in education, which I love just as much because I get to use my creative brain. But mahalo for sharing these jobs that you folks are thinking about achieving. Awesome. So that was just a little kind of brain warmer upper that we put together. I hope that was a little bit fun for you folks, a little bit of interactive. And getting you folks thinking about goal setting and getting your goals in alignment. So along the lines of goals and goal setting, 5 interesting facts about goals. Number 1, that there's 72% you'll be successful at achieving those goals if, number 1, those goals are written. So we rewrote it virtually. Number 2, when a plan is made, so not only you saying, I want to do this or I want to become this, but actually writing down a plan of how you're going to get there, 72% success. And then number 3 is when you share those goals with somebody else. So not only keeping your goals to yourself, but maybe talking to a parent, talking to a mentor, talking to a teacher that you really, really get along with, and sharing what your goals are with him or her so that you can have this open dialogue of what it is that you want to achieve for your future. And when you do, 72% success is that it'll get achieved.
Hey, fun fact number 2, goals that are challenging but achievable lead to 90% better performance.
Goal number 3, you're 3 times more likely to achieve your goals if you write them. Imagine that. If you just write it down, 3 times more likely to achieve your goals. And better yet, if you can put it out a place where you see it all the time, whether it's on a ceiling when you wake up first thing in the morning, on your door before you leave your bedroom, or in your journal that you write in frequently, put it on the inside of your cover, 3 times more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down.
Hey, fun fact number 4, learning something new or learning a new skill increases your chances of accomplishing your goal.
And fact number 5, 80% of people do not set goals, which is why I kind of started that conversation of what it is that you folks want. What are your folks' dreams and aspirations? Yeah. So in thinking about goals and kind of infusing a little bit of Olelo, there are 3 types of goals that we use or that you can define. Number 1, your pahu hopunui, your overall goal. What is your big goal that you want to achieve? Some of you guys put that for your folks' career, where you guys want to go. It might be maybe a major that you want to pursue in college. Pahu hopunui is your overarching goal. So make sure you set that for yourself.
Pahu hopu haiki, that's your short-term goal. Okay, so what you want to do is set your short-term goal, take it out from your overall goal and set short-term goals to get you just started and motivated to go a little bit before you reach for the long one.
And then your pahuhopulau law is your long-term goal. And the difference between that and your overall goal is your long-term goal will be all of the little steps that Auntie Lisa's talking about, right? All of your short-term goals that'll lead you to the next bigger step, yeah? So say, for example, the student that says that wants to be a writer, right? That's going to be your overall goal. Your short-term goals may be to write a short story. Then maybe your long-term goal leading up to that may be writing 10 stories so that I can do either maybe a short story book or maybe 10 poems to lead me up to my own small short story composition with poetry. That'll eventually lead you to becoming the author, a famous author like Dr. Seuss. You know, it all starts and comes with setting goals for yourself.
Okay, number one, 3 things to do now. The first thing to do now is to get into the habit of giving your best in and out of school now, because what you give is what you get.
Number 2, participate in sports, activities, and or volunteerism now.
And number 3, start a resume. It never hurts to start a resume, even if you think, well, I don't have anything to put on there. Guarantee you all have something that you can put on, some type of volunteer work you did, project you worked on, club that you're in. You can put that on your resume.
And with that, that kind of wraps up our 30-minute presentation that we had for all of you folks. Are there any questions that you folks may have that you want to throw at us?
I think
Crickets.
someone asked you, how do the student apply the summer program?
Yeah, so Auntie Lisa put the email into the chat. I'll put it in again. You can email us and we'll send you the link that'll take you to our online registration form. There's one part that the students have to fill out, and then there's one part for the parents that need to be filled out so that we can see how much of this $10,000 opportunity you want in your lap by answering some questions in regards to our summer program.
All right, thank you so much, Kinohi and Lisa.
Mahalo.
Hello. Okay, so the next speaker is Dr. Cristina Pascual Guardiano. She's a coordinator of disability support and success at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. So before entering her higher education, she had extensive experience in the K-12 system and nonprofit sector, working with individuals with disabilities. She's passionate about serving and inspiring those with disabilities. So I'll turn it over to you. Please welcome Dr. Pascual Guardiano.
Thank you so much. Hold on, okay. Everyone can see my screen. So I'm going to be presenting about the Disability Services Office, but even if a student here doesn't have a disability, I'm also going to just include general college supports and tips for all types of student. So to start, I wanted you folks, whether the student or the parent, if you maybe not the parent, but the student, what emotion or word comes to mind when you think about going to college? So just quickly just put it on the chat. How do you feel about going to college or the thought of? And then maybe if it's the family or parents on, what are your emotions about your child going to college? Options, okay. Opportunity, excited, nervous, excited. Thank you so much for participating. So keep putting your emotions on as I go on with the presentation. So for today, these are some of the goals that I kind of want to touch upon. What are the differences between high school versus higher education? When I talk about higher education, it's a general term for college. If someone has a disability, what are some of the accommodations in higher ed? And some general tips to prepare for college, and what are some student support services that you can see in all campuses in the United States. So I put the United States map there because when I talk about disability office and our services, it should be generalized across the United States. So the disability office, you're going to see this word equal access. So our responsibility is to provide reasonable accommodations to ensure equal access. And I'm going to talk about what that really means in later slides. But when we think about disability, a lot of people just think about physical, or you see someone on a wheelchair or someone that has a walker or crutches or what have you. But it's also taking into account disabilities like mental health or learning disability. So PTSD, ADHD, dyslexia, depression, anxiety, all of that will fall under the invisible disability. And therefore, you can also be considered for accommodations in college. These are the federal laws and regulations that we fall under. Again, you see the word equal access. So I got into a car accident when I was in college, and I became physically disabled. So I am now a wheelchair user. The reason why I share that is to be able to share to my students that I serve, that I understand how it feels to live with a disability, not only the physical part, but because I had to heal mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that because of the accident. I also dealt with PTSD, right, because of the trauma for that accident. So if I was a UH West Oahu student on a wheelchair, and I noticed that my classroom is upstairs, and they made an announcement that the elevator is going to be down for the rest of the semester. That is an access issue. I am not able to access my classroom and anything that West Oahu has to offer. So therefore, I will go ahead and ask for accommodations. So maybe they are going to just relocate the classroom downstairs or just find another building that has a working elevator. So that's what we mean about access issue, whether you have a physical disability or a mental health or learning disability. The students in higher education are responsible for coming to our office. We're not going to go out there and look for these students. You have the choice to self-disclose to us that you have a disability and that you want to be considered for accommodations. Now, this is an alarming percentage. So according to recent research, 63% of college students will choose to not self-disclose their disability for whatever reason. If you wanted to just try a semester without accommodations, you can. And then maybe the next semester you want to apply for accommodations. It's however you feel best supports you and your educational journey. Again, we're not going to force it upon you. It's going to be your choice to self-disclose to us. So when we talk about reasonable accommodations, the goal of all accommodations is to ensure the equal access, right? So access is everything that the university has to offer. It should be offered to all students, no matter if you have a disability or not. However, this is kind of tricky because it's different from high school or the K through 12 system. Every student is held to the same standard. That means your program of major, the course that you're in, the professors and the division has already a set list of things that every student must reach to graduate or to pass along to the next course. That's what we call fundamental element. So accommodations cannot alter that. So accommodations is really just creating that level playing field for students with disabilities. So these are some highlights of the differences in high school versus college. If you do have an IEP or 504 plan in high school because of a disability, the laws differ. In high school, they're more focused on, getting you to graduation, progressing. In college, we're more focused on equal access. Again, in high school, the schools take the lead on accommodations. They're the ones telling all your teachers, this is what the student must have. For us, the students need to come to our office to start the process. In high school, sometimes accommodations can be like, you can get less test questions, right? The entire class will have 20, maybe you'll get 10. That doesn't work in college because that wouldn't be considered reasonable. So we're maintaining that fundamental element of the course versus in high school, they can kind of modify the material. For support in high school, all your teachers will know that you have an IEP or 504, right? So they are able to give you those accommodations. However, in college, the only person that has the authority to know your diagnosis is the disability office and the coordinator there. I'm not legally able to share any of that information, nor do I need to any of your professors. So the professors should not be asking the students, what do you have? If they do, then, report it to me. And then in high school, I know some students have like other support services like personal assistant, transportation. We don't provide that, but at West Oahu, we do have a shuttle for all students. These are other examples. Again, assignments, assessments cannot be modified in college, but in high school can. And our student support services in general are open to all. So tutoring services, counseling services, you don't need to have a disability to get those services in college versus in high school, it might just be individualized to you. Processes will look different in all campuses, even if you're in the UH system. So whatever college you're looking at going, I would just Google the college and just put disability. So if it was UH West Oahu, I would put UH West Oahu disability. Then it'll like highlight the different processes and steps that you need to take to self-identify to that office. For us here, these are some of the typical general things that they ask you. What is your disability? How does it affect your academic performance? Did you receive accommodations in the past? And are you using any type of assistive technology? I put UH Hilo here because I know they were invited to this presentation. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to come. So she wanted to just share some of her information on their process as well. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, instructors will never know your specific diagnosis. Basically, they're just going to know that you're registered with their office and that you have X, Y, and Z accommodations. Accommodations are only activated from the time that the notice has been sent out. So believe it or not, our semester is ending in a few weeks. I just had an intake from a student, and she asked to use her accommodations for January. So unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You can apply for accommodations at any time during the semester. However, we don't retro back accommodations. It's only activated from the time that the notice has been sent out. Okay, frequently asked questions. If I had an IEP or 504 in high school, may I use this as documentation? So the short answer is it depends, because in my years of experience in the DOE, a lot of IEPs are written very differently. So these are the types of information that I would be looking at. So if you look at your IEP or 504, does it identify what the disability is and how it affects your academics? And then maybe what are some accommodations that they've deemed sufficient enough for you and your educational journey? So I would use some IEPs or 504 for documentation. Parents' involvement. So this goes for all students in general, right? A lot of times, especially going through a transition from high school to college, your parents are holding your hand, helping you through this transition. Just know that us in higher ed, we cannot speak to parents unless you yourself, the student, fills out that consent form that it's okay for us to speak with them. even if you come to college at age 17. So general tips for high school students, being able to self-advocate for yourself, especially if you have a disability, because you would want to be able to understand what it is you need. What did you receive in high school? A lot of the times when I was in teaching in high school, my students didn't understand what their disability is. They didn't even understand what is in their IEP or 504 plan. So understanding your strengths and your needs, and to be able to advocate for yourself, even if you don't have a disability, because speaking to professors and instructors, having that rapport, that relationship with your professors is really important, but it comes from you first, right? A lot of the times, there's so many students that these professors have, and they don't even know you by name. So how are you going to stand out, or how are you going to be able to initiate those conversations with your professors to be able to get the best experience in college that you would want? Documentation, having that ready for us when you come to college. And then interagency collaboration. So for people with disabilities, there's a lot of help for us that's funded by the state and the federal government. DVR, for example, they paid for all of my degrees. Like I don't have any student loans, and I was blessed with that opportunity because of my disability. So they were able to pay for my tuition as well as books and stuff like that. And they were helping me alongside until I got a career, like until I got to my career goal. So anyone with a disability that has a career goal or want to go to college, I would highly encourage you to reach out to DVR because they can help you throughout your educational journey. So you can take a picture of this. For DVR, you just got to call. I don't know about the Hilo. I can find out, or the outer islands. I'll give a copy of this presentation to Yoko to share out as well, and I'll include the outer islands. But there is a DVR branch in all islands to help all students with disability. These are just examples of accommodations, extended time on exams, on assignments, and what have you. And so general student support services, and this is open to majority of students and found generally in all college campuses. So again, tutoring, take advantage of tutors, the library services. If you need help researching, the library is the perfect location to go there. Testing center, especially for people with disabilities, you can take your exam at a testing center instead of, with the entire class. Counseling services at UH West Oahu, we have clinical psychologists that help our students. So there's no cap. If you want to do talk therapy, if you got to talk to somebody, we do have doctors. We have a nurse for basic needs and stuff like that. So all of these things you can see generally in college campuses. However, again, the self-advocacy part, right? It's student-led. You have to be the one to go to these support services and take advantage of it. These are specific to West Oahu. The different one is laptop and hotspots. So we do loan out those if needed. This is Hilo's, same thing, tutoring, academic advising. She also wanted to mention housing. So in Hilo, you can have an assistance animal in the housing. It just has to be approved by the disability office. A lot of people don't know West Oahu is a four-year university as well in Kapolei. And then we're piloting this program for housing. So if anyone is interested, we do have a pilot program to get housing on our campus. Okay, any questions? And if not, this is my contact information, and Hilo's contact information is needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we have a Q&A time. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. You sure? All right. Okay, if you don't have, then I will put the link for the feedback form. So please complete it. This is we use this as a sign-in sheet, so please complete it. So next Ohana session will be on May 15th. We will learn about job and research opportunity when your child goes to college. So until then, thank you for coming today.
Tu hewa oe I ka taime ho o kahi Mo e ho o kahi ana me ke
Thank
kapa
you.
ole